So I just finished reading what at the moment feels like the best book that I have ever read. Okay. Why We Run by Bernd Heinrich. I have so many good things to say about this book that I can't even remember them all at once. But essentially, it's a book about running, okay? Obviously. It's a book about not so much how to run, even though there's plenty of good running tips in here. It's more about why. So, Bernd Heinrich, he is a guy living in Maine and Vermont, I think. I think originally he is German. And he is a biologist, so he's really into how things work in nature. And he loves running. He's an ultramarathoner. So in this book, he basically goes through his life a little bit, you know, it's like a memoir. It's like he talks about stories from his childhood, what he did as he was growing up, studying, researching, always relating it to running. His writing is excellent, okay? It never gets boring. It never gets boring. He writes with such ease and beautiful use of the language that you almost at times it gets poetic almost, you know. At the end here, when he's talking about a race that he runs, I was almost crying. Seriously. I was like, it was so emotional. It's a book about running, but it's a book about being human. What does it mean to be human? And one of the things that it means to be human is we have an ability to look ahead. We have an ability to be motivated by ideas. Most animals are just motivated by immediate desires and immediate urges and needs, and they're propelled forward by their needs. Whereas humans, we can create ideas, visions, and by having those visions, we can work towards something that is not immediately rewarding. In fact, it might even be painful in the moment. Like, for example, running. Why we run. Okay, so whether it be because we're hunting or because we are just running, like nowadays most of the time we're just running because we like the idea of reaching a goal, you know? We see that finish line, or we work towards improving our time or improving ourselves or improving our lives, or we run as a meditation, whatever it is. Running is very much a metaphor for life in general. And so he gets into biology, he gets into evolution a little bit, of course, you know, why we run, our physiological evolution, that we are literally born to run. We're designed to run. Our feet, our legs, they are just excellent for running. And our physiology is geared at long distance running. We're not so much sprinters as we are long distance runners. And part of that is our ability to have a vision, to endure something because we have a vision. He also gets into very precise discussions on physiology and from a biological perspective, like here, for example, bumblebee body temperature regulation by blood flow. And then he talks a little bit about how the bumblebee is able to regulate its temperature while it's flying, and how differences in temperature will affect its endurance and speed and all of those things. He talks about bumblebees, he talks about moths, he talks about antelopes, he talks about humans, he talks about migratory birds, how they migrate these huge distances, you know, the true ultramarathoners. Why are some animals faster than others? Why are some animals able to endure longer than others? And according to himself, he's not a naturally just talented runner as much as he's just someone who works hard. Someone who understands why things are the way they are and then stacks the cards in his own favor. And I totally agree with that point of view, like that we might have talents as in physiological genetic traits that predispose us to being good at certain things and not at other things. But in the end, it's all about just how much time and effort you put into training and how much time and effort you put into understanding what you need to do in order to succeed. There's lots of technical stuff in here, but it's not overly technical and it's easy to understand. There's lots of emotional stories, there's lots of personal thoughts, there's lots of biology, there's lots of evolution, there's lots of running talk. Just overall good book. And I'm here in a cabin in Norway, all by myself, and this has been my companion for the last couple of weeks, reading a little bit every day. In the end, it's a book about the human spirit and the will to win, the will to succeed at something, the will to reach a goal. And then of course our amazing bodies and how they are amazing in so many ways. Definitely got me even more inspired about running, and I've been running here for the last couple of weeks and I've been loving it with this book in mind, you know, running through the autumn landscape of a Norwegian island in the south of Norway, and I'm just loving it, seeing deer out when I'm running, seeing the leaves falling, thinking about my breath, thinking about my stride, thinking about how I'm swinging my arms. All of these things that he talks about there makes me more conscious about them, and then of course thinking about the other animals that are out with their specific physiology doing their specific thing. So thanks for watching. If you want to check out some more videos about running, you can go to our running playlist, and in the meantime I suggest you get this book and read it. Awesome. See you around.